In the Gospel of Luke, we are told, "The apostles said to the Lord, 'Give us faith.' He replied, 'If your faith is only as big as a mustard seed, you can say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted into the sea,' and it will obey you." Give us faith, the disciples ask. Before, Jesus and they had talked about hard things, about how it is when someone does you wrong, how hard it is to forgive, that sometimes you wish you could start over and it just doesn't work, because things between people are messy, because people sometimes do stupid things or don't think, because you can't make things undone and also not unsaid. You just can't get it out of your head and out of your heart. And because life is just complicated. Give us faith, the disciples asked Jesus. Otherwise, sometimes you would have to despair of this world and of people and sometimes of yourself. Give us faith. Faith that I can do it too. Faith that has patience. Faith that something might grow no matter how small. If your faith is only as big as a mustard seed is quite small. You put it in the palm of your hand and you hardly feel it, so tiny it is. And so light. Sometimes faith feels like that too. If you were to weight it, it would be almost as light as a feather, without weight, and so small that it almost threatens to slip out of your hands. Give us faith, the disciples asked Jesus. A great faith, big and strong and powerful. A faith that we can see and that we can hold on to and under which we can shelter. A faith like a tree, not just small as a mustard seed. That would be something. Give us faith, Jesus. If your faith is only as big as a mustard seed, you could say to this mulberry tree, "Be uprooted and planted in the sea." A mulberry fig tree is very strong. That is what it is known for. Hard wood that does not fall over easily. Solid wood that you could use for making long tables and for ceiling beams. A tree that lasts. Maybe not for eternity, but at least for a whole human life. And it has roots that hold. They reach deep into the earth and keep the tree firmly anchored in the ground. That's what it is known for. Pull it out? No one can do that. No wind and no storm, and certainly no man. But Jesus tells the disciples, faith and words, they could do it. If your faith is only as big as a mustard seed, you could say to this mulberry tree, "Be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it will obey you." But why transplant it into the sea at all? Why put the tree in a place where it has no foothold at all? Why make its strong roots useless? That makes no sense at all. And it is impossible. Maybe that's exactly what it is all about. To deal indulgently with people, with others, and with oneself, that is just as difficult as pulling up a tree and replanting it in water. And not to hold someone's stupid behavior against them, that is sometimes just as difficult. Jesus says, that's how it is with people. Some things are just deeply rooted in them. The tendency to do the wrong thing, the not being good, the stupidity. You can't tear that out. There you are like a mulberry fig tree. But faith helps you with that. What actually cannot be done. And I think that would be something. A faith that can perform miracles, that transplants trees and stupid thoughts. A faith that changes the face of the world. If your faith is only as big as a mustard seed, and if it is not, The largest seed in the plant world is the nut of the sea coconut, growing in the Seychelles. It weighs up to 25 kilograms. That is enormous, more like a boulder than a seed. When you lift it up, you need both of your hands and strong muscles. And it won't slip out of your hands, at least not because it is so tiny, but rather when you run out of strength. If my faith were as big as the nut of the sea coconut, then I would feel better. That would be a faith that I could not lose so easily. That not the slightest breeze would carry away. But you know what? In the end, the seed of the sea coconut is no better than the little mustard seed. You might think that if you only look at it from the outside, but it is wrong. The large seed of the sea coconut and the tiny mustard seed, they both do exactly the same thing. They fall to the ground and they disappear, and something new grows from them. This happens with both of them, because one makes it grow. And the small seed is just as good as the big one. What you have is enough. You don't have to wait until the faith in mustard seed has become a sea coconut seed faith. Give us faith, we ask, and He gives us what we need. Sometimes you think, is that all? As it lies there in your hand, light as a feather, and so small that you're afraid of losing it. But that's all you have, and it's all you need. Amen.